Alright guys, it's GameboyLuke here, and welcome to a different video I have for you guys today. This is something, honestly, this is really cool. You've probably seen it floating around on Twitter if you're active there. You've probably seen other YouTubers talking about this as well, the Pokemon YouTubers. But recently, let me preface this. So basically, back in like 1997, there was a event called, I think it was called Spaceworld or something like that. It was like an event where Nintendo or other video games developers would show off new games and new releases and stuff like that. And there was a Pokemon Gold demo, Gold and Silver demo, at this event back in 1997. I think it says right there, 2 years before its release. And they managed, I don't know how, I haven't really looked into it a great deal, but they managed to find or leak a ROM with the Pokemon Silver demo from this event. So there's a whole bunch of like unseen stuff, unreleased Pokemon, like it's a whole bunch. I haven't looked into it a great deal myself, so I wanted to say my reactions for the video. But basically, we found this, or they've managed to release this, and it's absolutely crazy. So as you can see, there's a few details here. I'll leave the Google Doc link in the description below so you can check it out for yourself. There is a whole bunch of really cool stuff here. This document contains information about the demo version, Pokemon Gold and Silver, available to play 2 years before the release. A Japanese event in 1997, 2 years before this release. This demo has recently resurfaced. We were preparing a full translation, however the ROM has leaked early. This spreadsheet contains all documentation we've done so far. Now, I will say right now, I do not condone piracy or downloading like ROMs, because it is illegal. But I will say now, you know, this is a demo. The link, as you can see, there's a download link to the ROM right here. Providing you own the game and you are not going to be, you know, selling it to people, then, you know, it should be totally okay for you to check this webpage out. Just a preface, you know, I don't condone it at all. Let's have a look. So there's a README here, right? As you can see, there's a whole bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of links and stuff. There's a cutting room floor page. I think it's basically used for like betas of games and stuff like that. So you can actually go there and see the full thing. There's links to really cool information and stuff. They're documenting like the glitches and stuff in the game. There's a whole page to Pokemon. Mine doesn't load necessarily correctly, but I've got a backup for that. Here you go. See, some of them are loading right here, as you can see. They have data for the Pokemon. They have like attacks. There are some attacks that aren't actually in the final game too. There's a whole bunch of stuff, as you can see across here. Definitely go check the link out. It's really important. The one thing I really wanted to touch on though is we're going to jump over into Photoshop right here. I'm going to switch this over like that. As you can see, we have a sprite sheet for all of the Pokemon. We can go all the way to the beginning, and you can see that we have Bulbasaur. Like, these sprites here, I don't know if these are green sprites or they were work in progress sprites for Gold and Silver, but some of these sprites I've never seen before. You can see the Charmeleon sprite is almost like next to identical to the Charmeleon sprite in Pokemon Gold. This is like pretty much next to it. This Charizard sprite is way different. This Blastoise sprite is basically the same. There's a whole bunch of different things, like this Pikachu sprite. Sandshrew looks about the same as the Gold sprite too. It's really nice to see like the little changes they made in the game for these sprites. Like, look at this Mankey sprite. Some of them, they're also in black and white, which is kind of, it's weird because these sprites are basically recycled from Red and Blue, like this this Geodude sprite right here. But like this Rapidash sprite, for example, I don't know what she's doing. But there's a sprite right there. You can see Slowbro, and so Slowpoke's a little bit different as well. You can see they've basically, I think as a demo, they probably just ripped sprites from the old games. But what we're really interested in is when we get to Gold and Silver, the actual Gold and Silver, the Johto Pokemon. Like this is a Mew sprite I've never seen before, and I love this back sprite of Mew. Look at this back sprite of Mew. How cute is that? And as I scroll down, you can see we're already getting into Pokemon that you've definitely not seen before. Like, for example, Chikorita now evolves into this thing. Not really sure what that's all about. And then evolves into Meganium. So this was meant to be that does not look right, does it? Why would Chikorita evolve into it? Maybe that's not the evolution line. Maybe I'm wrong here, but the way they lined up, that makes it seem so. And there's no Totodile or Cyndaquil to be seen anywhere. This was meant to be the fire starter right here, which evolved into this guy and then into this dude. Kind of looks like an Arcanine almost, but never seen that before. There's this little guy that evolves into this as a final evolution right here, as the water type. It's crazy to think this was 2 years before the game was released, and they had not set down their starter Pokemon, all the Pokemon designs. Just kind of crazy. It kind of looks like a Poplio, like Samurott looking thing. Like, you know what I mean? Very, very, very interesting. You see the back sprites and stuff too. Let's get to the next line. Look at this Noctowl design. That looks pretty cool. I actually really like that Noctowl design. You can see like Hoot has some weird design differences on this stuff as well. Okay, so Marie, Flappy, and Ampharos were solidified. Then we have here. There's a whole bunch of Pokemon you can see. Oh my goodness. So this looks like a Vulpix almost, but like not really Vulpix. Unless maybe it was Vulpix. It's just there's no Ninetales sprite next to it, so it's very, very different. I'm not sure what that's all about. I'm gonna get let me get this so I can actually. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's put this down like that. Okay, let me just change the image modes. I want to start circling things. So, okay, cool. So let's have a look. So we have this line here. These dudes, whom they look like kind of rectangular-ish almost, but like these never surfaced. Like these two here. Very interesting design. What's really cool is next to it, they have this cool-ass bird. This is a front sprite for the bird, right? But the really cool thing about it is you took the back sprite down here, like an evil face on it, maybe a dark flying type or a ghost type flying, a bird. Pokemon, flying type. It's kind of creepy, actually. Now, this is cool as well, because Quillfish is here, and Quillfish was apparently meant to have an evolution? Because they look fairly similar. Like one, it seems they're placed in this sprite sheet as if they were meant to be evolutions of like one another. Like Quillfish meant to evolve into this. He's got a Thunderbolt on his face, so I don't really see this, but was Quillfish meant to evolve into an electric type? Was Quillfish not, or is this just like a counterpart to? I don't know, but it looks like this evolves into that. But I guess it just got cancelled and Quillfish stayed as Quillfish. Pichu sprite. Look at this little Pichu sprite. He has no body, he's just a ball with ears. This looks like Cleffa right here. Cleffa's design definitely changed, and Igglybuff's sprite also changed a great deal. These baby Pokemon are very, very different. We have Quagsire. It was confirmed there was no Wooper as of yet. There's Natu there. We have Xatu. We have this. Looks like Goldeen to me. Looks like Goldeen. So I'm not sure to deal with that. We have Marill, of course. Peekaboo. Now the next design is actually really cool because we have this little baby fishy. Then we have like a shark with an anchor on his tail. Like that's a cool ass design. Look at his back sprite. The chain and the side of the anchor. It's honestly crazy to think. If this is just gold and silver, imagine all the Pokemon designs that didn't go through with every other generation. It's crazy to think about. Stuff we've never seen before. We have this, it kind of reminds me of like, is it clownfishes where they have the ball? Like you can see he has the ball like in front of his face. But that's cool. Crobat sprite is basically near the same. We have another like parasitic Pokemon, like Paras. It's basically Paras, but it's coming out of a mushroom instead. So maybe they cut that because it looked way too similar to Paras. We have Spinarak and its evolution right here. Now I don't like this evolution. It reminds me of the Skulltulas from Zelda, and I hate spiders. So this looks like a real proper spider. I don't like it at all. Ariados definitely. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say it looks worse, but Ariados looks good, and this also looks good. Maybe it could have had a split evolution if you're female and male. Who knows? That'd be cool. Skarmory. So Skarmory was very, very early on. Let me have this guy. Now, so far, looking at him, definitely one of my favorites. Don't really know what he's just like, ah! I want to get close up on this little guy. Ah! Love it. Absolutely love it. We have this next. We have this like, it's like a bird's nest with like little baby birdies. Yo! I just thought, maybe is that like a preview to like Doduo? But it has 3 heads, so it couldn't be a preview to Doduo. Very interesting. Yeah, because you can see the back sprite has the one that's facing here towards you. Sunflora's here, no Sunkern. Sunflora actually was coming out of the ground. It didn't have any feet. Sunflora is coming out of the ground. Early design for Phanpy, just here as well, as you can see. Phanpy's a super cutie. He's completely white with a little curly on his nose. Very, very cute. So they definitely had early Phanpy designs ready. Next line, we have... Okay, this looks sick. That looks really cool. We need more ghost types. Maybe this was early design for Mischievous. And maybe they went for a complete rehaul. But that ghost type looks really cool. And I tell you what, you know what's freaking creepy? Look at this giraffe rig. It's literally a split down the middle. And it's this on the other side, like right here. And then look at the back sprite. Look at that. That looks like pure evil. I would not feel comfortable playing this game with that giraffe rig's backside looking at me like that. That is creepy. That is really creepy. Smear got early design, so he was ready to go. We have a little cute little cat here. Very sleepy boy. It kind of looks like Meowth. Maybe they scrapped it because it looked very similar to Meowth. We have a unreleased cats here. Here's like a little bell on his tail. That looks like a plunger on the back end of his tail. Almost looks like cells, like thing from Dragon Ball Z, which are quite cute designs. Maybe dark normal types. We have Politoed. I think I saw this on Twitter earlier. An early Politoed design. It looks like a frog. Like, very interesting that this never came to be. They didn't like the design for some reason. Not sure why. I kind of like this design actually. We have Slowking. So Slowking was very early on. That's a very early sprite too, because that's very, very close to what it looks like now. We have early Ladybird. There's two Ladybird. Was Ladybird meant to evolve to Ledian? And this is no way. That's not Ledian. That's not Ledian. What the heck? Okay. We have like a Ponyta design here. I'm not sure what this is all about because this is that Ponyta? It must be Ponyta. I don't know why Ponyta was randomly here. We have Espeon and Umbreon, very early designs. Umbreon sprite looks very similar. Now we have this. This looks like the tail of Slowbro, the head of Slowking, but it's its own Pokemon. Was this meant to be a split Evo for Shelder, maybe? Not really sure. We have what looks like, actually, I was thinking this was like a Ditto copy, but you know what this actually looks like to me? This looks like a baby Evo for Grimer, because if you go to Grimer's sprite, I don't know if they've done Grimer's sprite here. I don't know if I'd actually be able to find... Yeah, okay, so look at Grimer. Grimer's sprite here. That's not a good enough representation, actually. The reason I'm leading to think that this is a baby Grimer... Let me load up my Google Chrome real quick. So if I go to Grimer Pokemon Gold, right? Sprite. Here. This sprite, like the way even Muck here, the way that the sludge is detailed on that kind of looks like how this looks. And the big like black dot looks like a pacifier almost. It looks like a baby Grimer. So maybe baby Grimer was meant to be a thing? Also, rolling up with Remoraid the Glock, by the way. This thing's actually a gun. This looks like a super shooter. A super soaker even. Literally. So Remoraid was meant to be like, it wasn't as like tail-ended. It's like, it doesn't have many fins. It's just a big gun. Alright, so we shoot over to the left here. We have Octillery. He looks like an Octorok. He has like a little helmet on him, but I like the new design. But like, if they want to make a Johto Alolan forms, like this would be a perfect candidate. We got this little fighting guy. Wait, is that Tyrogue? Because that looks like Hitmontop. So I'm assuming, I actually way prefer this design over Tyrogue. Because that's definitely going to be Tyrogue, that's going to be Hitmontop. Hitmontop is looking ridiculous. His third eye is open, he has eyes here. They look like eyes, and he has 3 feet. I really like this though. I like that way more than I like Tyrogue. 100%. We got a little puppy dog. Little puppy dog, not want to see his little cutie. We have early Hoppip, Skiploom, and Jumpluff designs. Which is very, very cool. I like these a lot actually. They have tails that like their little cute little cat design face. What is that? We have, whoa, look at Smoochum, looks like a baby Jinx. Actually looks like a baby Jinx, like a demi Jinx. We have Elekid. Elekid, what the heck? Dude, I'm so glad they changed the design. You have no arms, buddy. Oh my goodness. Magby, the little spiky head. Okay, look like Spiky. He just went to the hairdressers. He just got his new fresh trim. This, actually, you know what this looks like? This reminds me of Mime Jr. Mime Jr. was released in Generation 4, and they were thinking about Mr. Mime Jr. or Mime Jr. rather in Gen 2. Look at that. That actually is Mime Jr. Wow. We have Velossum. We have... So, that looks like an evolution of Weeping Bell. Or Bellsprout. So maybe like, just like they did Gloom to Blossom, right? So maybe Weeping Bell was meant to have a split Evo to this instead of Victory Bell. So you could split Evo into Victory Bell, or you could split Evo into this thing. That's very interesting. Miltank, you know, very basic stuff. We have this guy. Look like a fire seal. Not sure what's going on there. We have Delibird here with a Santa hat, and this thing looks cool. It's like maybe a fire water type. Early fire water type. Let's go to the left. Whoa! What is that? It's like a little tiger, electric tiger boy. I'm sad that they never came out. That's really, really cool. It's like almost like Togedemaru kind of, but not. We have like the swan Pokemon. Okay, we have this. Is that a voodoo doll with a pin through it? Wow. That's, again, that's another candidate for potentially like a ghost type Pokemon. That would have been really good. Okay. Let me have this little panda boy. Murkrow instead has a witch. It has a witch's hat. Murkrow has a witch's hat. I think Dina would like that actually. We have a baby Chansey. It's got eggs. No, is this Blissey? That's Blissey. That's what Blissey was gonna look like. Wow. Scizor. Okay, so Scizor looks pretty close, but he has Scyther's head. You can see. Excuse me, right here. Scyther's head right there. There's a Pinsir evolution. Its face is horrifying. It has like a mask on. That's a Pinsir Evo. Or is that Heracross? No, it's Pinsir. It's got to be Pinsir. Pinsir before they decided to bring Heracross in, maybe. Houndour and Houndoom. Sprite's pretty close. What is that? What is this? And this? It must be like it gives me vibes, like Ice-type vibes. Like Ice, I don't know, it's interesting. We have like a cone. Looking like a cone, like kind of cone from Bleach. Little doggo with balls around him, maybe a fire type or something. Little bubbles around him. We have a Lickitung evolution. That looks like Lickitung. This little curly mouth. Wow, they were going to do Licky Licky in Gen 2 as well. So another Gen 4 Pokemon that came out. Steelix was there. He was early design. He was pretty much sold from the start. We have Kingdra. That is Kingdra. He has arms. They were going to give Kingdra arms. Wow. And now I have seen these three. I want you guys to know, this is Raikou, this is Entei, and this is Suicune. They were their early designs. They actually look like dogs. Maybe that's why the term dogs is coined, because of these guys. Wow. We have maybe a Mythical here. A little chibi Mythical, cutesy little thing. Ho-Oh's front sprite looks gorgeous. Back sprite was sold from the start. It's the same. We have Togepi, Snubble. Apom? That's Apom. That's Apom. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. And then finally we have this, which looks like an Eevee evolution. I remember seeing on the Google Doc website that I think this is Celebi. This was Celebi, or this is the Mythical. So it was actually going to be Celebi, which is actually a little bit, it's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. It's ridiculous to think that this is all here and we'll never see the light of day of it. So let's switch back to this. And let's go back to this website. This is the cutting room floor. You can find a whole bunch of information. There's the debug menu, the maps. You can literally go to the Pokemon here. The page, it takes a while to load, but if we come back to this while we wait, it has all the items detailed, the item effects right here, the trainers, the maps, old here as well, map names, debug menus, all right here too. There's music as well, the script, and that's about it, honestly. But it's definitely a very, very interesting, take on things. You can see all the Pokemon loaded here. You can see the comparisons. I think they're still filling things in because they're comparing them from the old game to the new, or the final release to the old release. I can see like a horsey sprite here, like really close up. You can go through this and just have a look at the comparison of the two. It's very interesting. It's I mean, Gold and Silver was one of those games I played as a kid, and it's crazy to actually see the design process of like how they went through. Real quick, what I will say is I do have the game. If we load the game right here, this is just for educational purposes. If we load the game, I have no idea how loud this is going to be. You can see the game load up. And I will give you a very, very quick showing, very, very brief of what this looks like. Very quickly, I know the quality's not great. But like, you can already see that there are Omanyte in this water. And I haven't played past seeing the Omanyte. So just as, you know, just as proof right there, the game is here. We have the demo. And I will just say now, if you guys want to see me follow up and actually play the game on the channel, like we can have a little play through the demo, maybe do a couple videos and see what's going on. I'm 100% down to do that. I would love to showcase that for you guys. Let me know down in the comment section. Maybe I'll get it up for you guys tomorrow. We will see. Make sure you hit that like button down below. And again, check the links in the description. You can see all these. One thing I did actually forget to talk about, that I can quickly show, is this. There is, let me change the monitor back over. There is a colored version as well. So, very, very interesting stuff. Of all the new, these are all basically all the new ones that are, or not really necessarily new, but the ones that never came to be, which is very interesting. Very, very cool stuff. I will maybe link you guys the images and stuff like that so you guys can check them out for yourself. Definitely take a look into this and maybe check around, see what other people are talking about. It's just cool. It's just really cool as a Pokemon fan to be able to look into stuff like this. 100%. Again, I really want to play the game, so let me know if you want to see that on the channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you all guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, hit that like button. I'll definitely bring some demo footage to you guys if you are asking for it. Thank you again. I'll see you guys next time.